It's now time for Around Town on KWN Community TV Channel 7. The views and opinions on tonight's program are not necessarily those of the staff nor the management of KWN TV 7 and Dade County Broadcasting Incorporated. Now, let's go Around Town on KWN TV 7.
All right, welcome to Around Town.
Thank you for watching live and
I'm
local.
Zach.
And I'm Monda. We are here today, aren't we?
I'm hoping we are. A little Descartes right there. I think, therefore I am. I mean,
I've been running all day since about 7 this morning.
yeah.
Believe it or not, 30 minutes ago, I was jumping in the shower at my house.
I do believe that. You can see right here.
Which I planned about an hour, but I got pulled over by the state patrol. And let me tell you something. Y'all can't see my cup. They said you couldn't, but I've got on my cup today, Blue Lives Matter, because they do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, we have one state patrol here, Trooper Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
the nicest fella,
Right.
But you know, really all those state patrol, they're always, I mean, it's just like they're held to a higher standard or something, aren't they?
Yeah.
most.
Well, let's not go with that. I mean, we have our local fellow, police officers.
I don't mean they're. I shouldn't have said it like that. I don't mean they're any better than our. But they're just always so clean cut. Their uniforms are so pressed. Just they're almost like in the army. Act like they're in the army or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I have a great respect for all law enforcement.
Right.
I do. All of them. And we just happen to be blessed with some really good folks around here.
Yes, I would agree.
call
Some great
the
leadership. Great. Yeah.
The city guys, you know, that's who I've dealt with, I guess, mostly,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm right here in the city. My business is in the city. Heartline
Mm-hmm.
is the best. Let me tell you. You call when I call. I say, if you send me Heartline, if he's on duty, that's who I want. Because now he's gonna handle your situation. If he is gonna handle it, that's all I'm gonna say. He's gonna handle it. And hey, the county's great too. I just don't.
You're not you don't interact as much.
But I'll tell you, I know they're doing a good job, because every time I open the paper, all I read about is how many drugs they've caught.
Right.
And you know, and for people to think that we don't have them around here, it's crazy.
It is.
They're
There's
here.
actually some really
And we know that they're working because we open the paper. I mean,
And I know they're still working on some large activity in the area as well. So we're just a hotbed, and of course we always have been, this tri-state area right here for.
right by the interstate, Alabama, Tennessee.
As I learned recently,
Georgia.
for dope being an all-encompassing word for drugs. I did not know that. Dope, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
I didn't either.
Huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have some good law enforcement. We do. They don't try to harass people. over
No, definitely not.
Little petty stuff, you know. Which he brought something to my attention that I didn't know about, and I'm going to fix it.
Hmm.
But and I appreciated that. I just appreciated it. And yes, we have. I mean, because if I've been out anyway, we do. We have good law enforcement. And when I turn the TV on and I see these people giving them down the road and protesting, you know what my solution to that is?
I do want to hear what your solution is.
I'll tell you exactly what my solution is to all these people out here protesting about policemen. And this is what they need to do. They need to tell these lazy bums that if they're going to send people out with cameras, and if they're caught out protesting, then and they're getting these checks from the government, these welfare checks, these food stamps, these disability checks, if they can get out and do that kind of stuff against the very people that protect, who is paying them, who is working to pay them, to pay those checks, they're cut off. Now, would that not work? Because who has time to get out here? Who has time to get out here in the middle of the day and protest? People that don't have jobs, people that's getting checks from the government, people that's living off of people like me and you that's out here working. That's where it's coming from. I need to write a letter to Trump, tell him when he gets in there.
You should probably start with your local congressman. So let's go up.
I'm gonna go straight to the top.
You could probably get there.
But that's what they ought to do. Put a stop to that mess.
I remember when I was up there, one of the letters we used to get constantly was the welfare versus drug testing for welfare. And of course, there's some reason, and I can't remember exactly what the reason happens to be right now, but it couldn't be implemented for certain, I want to say, civil rights reasons.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. If we're paying them, and when I say we, I'm talking about the government. If we're working and we're putting that money in and we're paying them and we're keeping them up, it's no different than me working people at my business and making them take a drug test. It's you tell me what the difference is.
Right this second, I can't. But I know that when we were looking at that legislation, and my boss was actually a co-sponsor, most Republicans were co-sponsors for it. It's just it wasn't going to go anywhere. It was kind of it was what you call a posturing bill. Sounds great, not going to go anywhere.
You know why? Because it makes you got a bunch of people polluting it. But it makes too much sense.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Real quick,
something that makes sense, you can forget it.
I mean, you already brought Trump up. I didn't get to see you last week, but the RNC happened the week before.
Which was wonderful, I thought.
You thought it was wonderful.
I thought it was
wonderful. And then
wonderful.
DNC was last week.
Which I thought was, I didn't watch a whole lot of it, but I saw little clips of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can say that Ted Cruz did exactly what I knew he would. He was out for Ted Cruz. I'm glad he did what he did so that hopefully it was exposed that Ted Cruz is a terrible candidate. And I know
not a game
some people,
player,
not a team player at all. He's setting himself, Ted Cruz is for Ted Cruz, setting himself up for Cruz 2020.
Well, you know what? He won't get anywhere.
I hope
Let me
not.
tell you what he's going to do. He's joined the Mitt Romney Club. That's what he's done. Mitt Romney. I used to have some respect for him. I used to like Mitt Romney. Okay, but now he's done came out here, and this is the thing. Whether you're for Trump or you're not, whether you are or you're not, if you're on the Republican.
Right, you should be voting for the Republican.
Okay,
yeah.
You should be voting for the Republican. Okay, you don't go out here because the majority of the Republicans, it's obvious, was for Trump.
Yeah.
So you don't go and
you rally around, you get over it.
Yeah, you don't go and isolate your whole.
Real quick, we're going to wrap up this first part. Now, who all do we have coming on?
Oh well, we have my husband. And he's going to come on here and tell us some stuff I don't even know. Evan wanted him to come on. I said, well, what's he going
I think he's going to be
us?
giving us some updates on the Industrial Development Authority. He's the chairman of the
and he does
IDA.
He does work very hard on that. He really,
There's
really
been
does.
a lot of really great things that have happened out of that, and still a lot of good things that are in the pipeline coming out of that. Now, who else do we have?
Then we have Jake Pinkerton, who is over human resources for the Vanguard Trailer Plant, and he's going to tell us some things that that's going on there. I think today was their first full work day.
Okay. And who's our? There's one other person, right?
No, that's actually our two guests today.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll be back here in a few minutes with.
And I want to talk to Zach a little bit too when we get back.
Of course, who doesn't? We'll be back here in a minute with Nathan and then Jake a little later on after that.
Orchard Farm Homegrown Produce is now open in the New Salem community between the Canyon Grill and Pat's Restaurant. Stop by. We're open 7 days a week. Some of the freshest fruits and vegetables you'll find anywhere. Tomatoes, green beans, corn, peppers. The list goes on and on. It's all fresh garden produce and available now at Orchard Farm Homegrown Produce in New Salem. We're open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. And you'll find boiled peanuts and fresh produce. Orchard Farms Homegrown Produce. Call 398-1908.
Every day and in many ways, thousands of men and women in law enforcement serve and protect. They keep our homes, businesses, and gathering places safe, often putting us before themselves. As we remember that,
say good morning to an officer. Shake your sheriff's hand. Wave to a deputy all across this land. 'cause they keep the law and they keep us safe out of harm's way. Night and day protecting us. Thank them today. Thank them today.
Just a simple act of kindness. A smile, salute, wave, or a handshake. All say thanks. Let the folks who have our backs know we have theirs too. This message from the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia and the Georgia Sheriff's Association.
A time-tested financial institution equipped with the latest banking technology, the Bank of Dade, with mobile banking to fit your on-the-go lifestyle. Download our latest app today for your iPhone, Android, or tablet to bank on the go. Check your balance, pay bills, make deposits, and keep track of your account anytime and anywhere with the Bank of Dade's smartphone app. Make life easier by using today's most advanced banking technology to your advantage. Call us at 657-6842 or visit on the web at bankofdade.com. Your hometown bank since 1956, the Bank of Dade. Main offices on Highway 11 North in Trenton and drive-thrus on Highway 11 North and Highway 136 West. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Local service and support is just 2 reasons to choose Affordable Computers. We build them on site using the highest quality parts. And if you need service, we do it right here in our local store, usually within 3 days. Local service and support, that's affordable. That's Affordable Computers. 2643 Battlefield Parkway, Fort Oglethorpe. Highway 58, Chattanooga. Call 706-858-5888.
Please come see us. We will take care of you.
Affordable Computers. Join us every week for Game On with Chris Goforth on KWN TV. Orchard Farm Homegrown Produce is now.
We have my wonderful husband here today. He's the chairman of the Industrial Development Authority, and he's going to give us an update on. Believe it or not, I don't even know what's going on.
Were you looking at my notes to see what he was in charge of?
No, I know he's over the industrial, but I really don't know what's. I can't keep up with all that stuff. We're busy people.
He's got a lot of things going on. I know.
We're busy people, Zach.
Yeah, I know that he was recently appointed to the
This is the
chamber
first time
board
I've
as well.
seen him in the daylight in 7 days.
Also recently appointed to the chamber board.
That's
what,
right.
what other kind of things are you serving on that we probably?
I can't believe they put him on the chamber
That's
board.
probably it. The
Can you
IDA
believe
and the
they put
chamber
you on
board.
the chamber
No, I
board?
can't believe they did, but they did. They must have been desperate. No, we're in fact we're going to be not too far in the distant future start talking about Dade Discount Days again.
Okay.
That's the Small Business Owners Association, along with the chamber, and we're trying to coordinate a couple of things. That the Christmas parade, and hopefully on behalf of the chamber to do our first ever small business. What do you call it? Expo. So the goal is to try to do all those on the same day here in Trenton. And if you're wondering what my wife's doing, she's texting while we're doing the interview here.
No, I'm not.
But as far as the IDA goes, we're fortunate today, I guess, is the first operational day for Vanguard. So there's a lot of Vanguard folks in town. All the new employees are on board down there, and so they're getting trained and that sort of thing. And then I haven't even been up there yet, but I've heard that the ground has been broken now for the new Fred's location by Moore Funeral Home.
Okay, now tell us about this Fred's.
What do you want to know?
Well, it's going to be, so Fred's will be closing here.
They'll be combining the store and grow shopping center along with Fred's Pharmacy.
Okay.
So both of those facilities will become vacant probably in the spring.
So I'm assuming it'll be pretty big.
It's going to be one large building.
Is it technically, do they call them like a Super Fred?
Super Fred's is what they're
I know that there's one, I think, similar over in Lakeview. I think there's one over that way
go to Lakeview
that I've
very often,
I've ventured in before. Yeah.
But it's simply a store and pharmacy together.
Right.
So I also serve on a kind of an informal economic development group. And so these two buildings that are going to become empty soon, we're now recruiting other businesses to fit in there. And so we've got a couple meetings set up with some people that I think, quite frankly, are a nice fit for Trenton.
Who are they?
Well, I can't tell you.
They're working on it right now. You know,
you got to get it done before you. We have, we have 2, possibly 3 companies that are already here in Trenton, all looking at an expansion.
And that's in the industrial
now, who are they?
In the park, right?
That are already in the park.
Yes.
I can't tell you that either.
Well, now my goodness.
But
Well, and you know the reason why they can't tell you these things, right?
Not
It's
for
still for the same reasons.
Expansion?
Yeah, well, because if they're trying to expand,
they can do it here. They can do it somewhere else.
they can do it here. They can, yeah. So, in fact, do they still
we
use
afraid?
code names for some of these
They do.
smaller ones?
They always use code names.
Yeah, always use code names. And of course, I find this fascinating. But the reason that the state had to go and do this with the code names is because we were one of the last states in the Southeast where we had open records acts
Right.
that another state could come look at exactly the incentives that the state was offering and then try to offer more to
Yep.
lure them to their
Yeah, it
area.
always has to do with incentives and that sort of
Oh,
thing.
competition then.
Yeah.
But we were 2 weeks ago. We were at the groundbreaking for Lake Region's new building down in the park, which is a phenomenal place. But yeah, I mean, expansion is coming. The concern now, the only concern that I've heard is that there may not be enough labor force.
That's what I was going to say, labor force.
To fill another couple of hundred jobs, which is kind of a good problem to have. So we're dealing with that. I think the paving has all been done now on Vanguard Drive. I don't think the road's open yet, but
I think
It's
they
gonna be
were
pretty
finishing
soon.
right on the inside now, on
because there's
the
already
opposite
trucks
side of the
moving in
tracks,
and
right?
around over there. I'm sorry.
Finishing on the other side of
Yep,
it, yeah.
the other side of the tracks. Gosh, what else?
Well, you want to tell people along with the tracks that there'll be less issues of trains clogging up the
Industrial park.
That's
or
right.
the access roads or what?
Yeah, one of the main reasons that we had to build that road was that the train tends to block the industrial park from time to time, and that was the one place we could acquire property and actually put a road where the trains couldn't block the track, and fortunately it happened to be right in front of Vanguard, because we sit on one of the few switch tracks in North Georgia, so when trains pass one another or they're changing locomotives or whatever, they park right in our industrial park to do that. And we were having all kind of issues. Well, we weren't, but the industry that's here today was having issues. Not so much with trucks trying to get out of the park, but trying to get into the park, because I would ride by there at 6:30 in the morning, and if the train's blocking the track and there's 3 tractor trailers backed up,
Right.
you're at the point where it becomes dangerous.
Well,
because
not
they're
only
backed into
for
Highway
the
11.
industrial park itself, but I mean, so many people trying to get to the transfer station right
so
there
this
as well.
is a win-win thing for the whole county.
Oh
Really.
yeah.
Well, now, so they moved it up the road.
We moved it up the road. It's within 150 feet of the switch. So supposedly the trains can never ever block that road ever.
Right.
So that road is now not only the primary road for Vanguard, it's the emergency exit road for everybody else in the park, or emergency entrance.
Right, which I was going to say is another issue, because if there's some kind of emergency over in that area, the fire department, the
That's right.
ambulance service, if it's being blocked, they've got to go all the way around. But now with this being open, they'll be able to get right to it.
We tried to figure other means. We thought about maybe trying to cut a road in behind Ingalls, or the road at the red light, to go kind of through
Straight,
Ingalls
yeah.
parking lot. But then you got to build a bridge, or you got to, and
You really can't go under. I remember
it's
talking
kind of
about
not
that.
a really
yeah.
good place for a double
So
track.
are you not a
but
fan of the bridge?
I'm not a fan of the bridge.
Well, bridges cost a lot of money.
Bridges cost a lot of
Yes.
money.
I know, but I know we've been talking about a bridge. We've had people talking about a bridge
yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah, I'm not a bridge fan.
Well, it's mainly because it just cost people don't understand. Bridges cost a lot of money.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing is you get a tractor trailer fully loaded coming off a 40-foot bridge.
It just
He needs some stopping space, and unfortunately, between the railroad tracks and Highway 11, there's not a lot of stopping space.
Well, speaking of those trucks, what are we looking at? How many trucks are we looking at coming in here every day on the average? In and out.
I think when Vanguard gets to full steam, you're probably looking at 20 to 30 a day in, 20 to 30 a day in, which means 20 to 30 a day have to go out. And then, of course, whatever new trailers they're building and delivering, you'll be moving those out as well.
So 30, so say 60,
Yeah, so 60.
50 to 60 is what you could say.
or according to locals, 300 is what that'll.
I will say this: I am, have been, and still am very concerned about our intersection down in front of Ingalls.
Yes.
Because not a lot seems to be happening there, and being in the trucking business, I know how much room it takes for these guys to do what they got to do.
Now, let me ask with the Industrial Development Authority.
Well, being the street commissioner, I'm doing all that I can do to take care of that situation.
Well, Monda should be able to help answer this too. But being,
you didn't come on here to get on me.
No, I didn't.
But with all this being said, I know the state was still looking at the roundabout. Is the roundabout for sure something, or is this something that?
No.
I think it's something somebody threw out. They need a whole lot more space there than that. To put in to put a roundabout.
Right. To put in
for
one
trucks.
that's going to work for trucks.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that's really a good option. So.
Right.
So we'll see what comes next between the county and the city and the state of Georgia. If it were me, I'd go down there and take that corner in CVS and go ahead and cut that thing off right now, because it would give a truck a much smaller.
I actually think isn't there a power pole right there as well?
Rate? Yeah, they'd have to take that down. But I've sat down there before and watched a truck trying to negotiate that corner coming from two different directions, and it's not fun for them. But hey, we got about growing pains, and here we are.
We got about 1 minute here.
Well, back to Fred's. What kind of a date are we looking at on Fred's?
I don't really know. We haven't been too much involved in that, other than we sold them the property. But I think I've been here in early spring, maybe, for Fred. So it may go faster. I know Vanguard went up pretty quick. They've gone up in like a year.
Right.
And for what they built over there, that's
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, of course, we have someone coming on in a minute to talk about it. I know it's like close to 90 acres overall. But
90 acres. The building's about 450,000 square feet.
And how many acres is? Wait, I think we all have had this discussion, and we were just making up acreages.
Well, the building,
if I remember correctly,
the building's
we were
only
nowhere close.
The building's only about 6 or 8 acres big.
Yeah.
But most of what's out there is going to be trailer parking.
Right.
Because like up in Indiana, they keep about 1,500 trailers all the time on the yard.
Amazing.
Okay, well, just real quick, since you're involved in all aspects of it, just tell us what kind of an impact is that really for Dade County? How big is that really?
Economic, you're saying?
Yes. What kind of an impact?
Well, I don't know dollar figure, but you can when they get to full steam, you figure another 400 people a day eating lunch, buying gas,
right?
That sort of thing. And one of the things I'm finding out is a lot of their employees are not from Trenton. In fact, I don't think any of them.
The workforce, and of course, this is
there's a lot of workforce from Trenton, and there's a lot of workforce that's not from Trenton.
And which is just as great, because they're going to be once again buying gas, buying food here, and of course that goes into the SPLOST account, which I'm always so big on.
In fact, I was just over talking to their human resources director, who's based here, and she's talking about buying a house in Dade County.
Great.
So, they and I heard them say that one of their managers had transferred down from Indiana to here. So you got more people coming to live here. You got more people eating lunch, buying gas, buying clothes, and
buying flooring. Getting their car repaired.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up, Monda. You can give your sales pitch here in a few minutes. Nathan, thank you so much for coming on, and I appreciate all your work as chairman of the IDA. I know you guys have been working on so much, and have actually, continue to work on so much for the county.
We're trying to do the right stuff.
Well, I appreciate it. All right, we'll be back here in just a minute with Jake Pinkerton.
Alabama, a hunting and fishing store operated by True Sportsman, your real outdoor store for guns, clothing, and archery equipment. We know what we're talking about, unlike those guys at the big box stores. In fact, we have the best archery tech in the Southeast. Come see us at Big Daddy's Outdoors for top-notch brands in hunting and fishing equipment. Big Daddy's Outdoors, 52680 Highway 72, Bridgeport, Alabama.
Hey, this is Pat Rose of Set the Hook. Make your plans to come to Big Daddy's Outdoors, Bridgeport, Alabama.
Hey, Bart, Aunt Bee don't get around as good as she used to, and she's in need of a lift chair. Well, Andy, you gotta nip it in the bud. Comfort Gallery has catnapper lift chairs in stock with free delivery and setup. Catnapper reclining sofas in leather, designer fabrics, and even camouflage. Catnapper rocker recliners starting at $269. Hey, Andy, I just been over to Comfort Gallery. They also have England sofas by Lazy Boy. Queen-size pillow top mattress sets now $299. King-size sets just $399. Is that a fact? Surprise, surprise, surprise! They now have free 1-year layaway and 6 months same as cash. And listen up, Andy. For the credit challenge, they now offer no credit check payment plans. Located in Kimball, Tennessee in the Old Hills building. That's Comfort Gallery Mattress and Furniture, open 7 days a week. Y'all go by there and see Gary.
Comfort Gallery, 780 Main Street in Kimball. Free delivery and setup, 90 days same as cash, and easy payment plans. Open Monday through Friday 9 to 6, Saturday 9 to 5, and Sunday 1 to 5. Telephone 423-837-3000.
The Cornerstone Agency and your local Allstate agents, Shannon Herman and Jeff Baker, have a chance for you to win tickets to see Josh Turner live at the Tivoli on August 26th, along with a $50 gift card to Urban Stack Restaurant. And there's 2 ways to get entered in the drawing. 1, all new business quotes receive an entry. And 2, refer someone for a new quote and both parties receive entries. The referral must obtain a quote to qualify. There's no limit on entries, and the drawing will be held on August 19th. Call Shannon or Jeff today at your local Allstate office in Trenton, 706-657-7017 for more info.
All aboard for Destination Barbecue at Thatcher's in downtown Trenton on the historic Courthouse Square. If you've been on the hunt for great barbecue, then your search has come to an end in Trenton at Thatcher's. Enjoy famous treats like the Cowboy Spud, or how about the sampler plate piled high with pulled pork. Thatcher's is open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Dine in or carry out, and catering is available too. Call 657-OINK. That's 657-6465 for Thatcher's Barbecue. Under the Big Pig on the historic Courthouse Square, downtown Trenton.
Join us for the Radio and TV Classified, weekdays at 9 a.m., 8 Central on KWN TV.
All right, we're back on Around Town.
We are, and we have Mr. Jake Pinkerton with Vanguard. We have finally,
it's time.
We finally, it must be important, but he's going to have to wait. That's our county executive calling.
Yeah,
he probably wants to tell something to go on the air. I don't know.
Either.
But anyway,
Peter was just calling me as well.
So now, Jake, you guys are you're over the human resource department.
Correct. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you've been involved from the beginning.
That's correct, yeah.
Well,
now did you come from
Indiana?
From Indiana,
Yep.
okay.
But you're actually going to stay in Indiana.
Correct. I'm going to be at the corporate office in Monon, Indiana. Mm-hmm.
But so the lady Tammy
Davis is going to be the human resource supervisor here at the Trenton
facility. So you'll be coming and check on her occasionally.
Occasionally, I'll have to check on her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell me. So how's the hiring been going?
It's going good. We're getting a lot of applications, and they keep coming in. So far, so good. Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're going full speed, how many employees are you expecting to have? And the reason I want to ask you is because there's, you know how it is.
Sure.
This is a small town. So many people. Everybody's got an opinion, and let's hear from you.
Once we maximize our first shift out, which is probably going to be around 175 to 200 employees, then that's when we'll make that transition of adding the second shift, which is going to be another 150, maybe a little bit less than that. So, if we're looking at hourly plus salary, we're looking at 375 to 400 employees once everything is up to speed and going at maximum capacity.
Now, today was your first full day, right?
First day. We had our first 25 in our orientation. We have had a few from last week that participated in some of the process. But, yeah, today was our first official orientation class.
So they're actually down there working for the first day?
They are working today.
Well, now, when do you think your first trailer will come out of there?
Hopefully August 15th. That is the start of production. And we're going to start slow, but we should have, hopefully, maybe one or two done that first day. We'll see.
And I'm assuming we all know what they do, mm-hmm. but just in case, mm-hmm. because, I have ran into people and had to correct them. They was thinking it was mobile homes.
No.
When you say trailers,
sure.
Mobile homes.
Yep.
And then I've had people thinking it was like the pull behind trailers.
Uh-huh.
So just tell us what kind of trailer you actually
we manufacture the big box trailers you see driving down the interstate. At our Monon facility, we do a few other things, but here in Trenton, our number one goal is the box trailers that you see driving down the interstate.
Mm-hmm. And so that's why in the back there's so much acreage back there, uh-huh. because that's where we're going to park the trailer.
Absolutely. That's where our finished product will be. Mm-hmm.
Well, tell us this now. From the time you started, mm-hmm. I mean, this is just something I'd like to know. How long does it take you to produce a trailer?
Well, it depends on. We've kind of perfected it in Indiana, so it obviously takes a shorter amount of time than it will here. And this is probably more of a question for our production manager than me, but from start to finish, you're looking, I'd probably say, a couple hours to get one done. Yeah.
To start from the ground and build a trailer.
Yeah, our first shift in Indiana produces about, on an average, 25 to 30 trailers a day, with about 200 to 210 employees.
So what are some of the specialty skills? I don't know if you. I was actually busy doing something else for a minute. I don't know. Did you guys go over any of that?
No.
What are some of the specialty skills that you guys?
It's not like any other job really. There's so many different things that go into building a trailer. Somebody that's dealt with tools before, hammers, drills. You might not think it's skilled type of work, but anybody who's been in that industry as far as construction skills. Soft skills, and what I mean by that
that's something we've talked about constantly on here. Please go ahead and say it again.
Yeah. Somebody with good attendance and good attitude. You have those two things, you're going to be very successful at Vanguard, and we'll teach you. We'll teach you how to make a trailer because in reality, we're just building a box is what it boils down to. But I mean, there's obviously more things that go into that. But
so do you have a basic trailer you build, and then as you sell them, maybe you customize them, or?
Well, all the trailers that we make are sold, so we don't make any trailers really that are not sold. And a lot of the trailers, and it's pretty unique, and you wouldn't never think of it, but there's a lot of different specifications that are involved. Some customers would like a more insulated type trailer or a different type of flooring. So it really depends.
But not a lot of like specialty trailers per se. You guys are just, that's why you're saying you've perfected what you guys do.
There you go.
So it's not, I guess, refrigerator.
It is a specialty trailer.
Yeah. Well, refrigerator trailers.
You do refrigerated
We
trailers.
do refrigerated trailers in Monon.
Okay.
Maybe down the road we'll produce those here in Trenton, but to start off, we're just doing the general box trailers.
So they maybe give you a spec sheet.
Correct.
Because I know from Nathan's work that these companies have their own little specs to service their customers.
Yeah.
Some of them are this high, some of them this low, some of them has this kind of doors, some of them have these kind of doors, some of them this wide, some of them this long. I know
absolutely.
that stuff.
All right.
Not my business. Hey, when I get a truck in, it could come in and I don't care. I go for the cheapest. But so, all right, well, tell me this. Let's just go back a little bit. I know that when you guys first came here, you was looking at several different places.
Yep.
And I've heard some of this story, but I want you to tell the viewers out there just what attracted you to Dade County. What caused you to make this your final home?
Well, what I can probably say is that since we have chosen Trenton, I think it's been the welcoming from the individuals here in Trenton and Dade County has been phenomenal. It's quite honestly a little night and day, from Indiana. Everybody has been
and that he enjoys being here.
Absolutely. Indiana's great, and Trenton has done a phenomenal job of welcoming us for sure. And you've done a lot.
Hey, we've needed you guys.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted y'all, needed y'all really bad.
Well, we're excited.
We're appreciative.
We're excited. We think there's a good workforce here.
I was going to say, a lot of the turnouts for the job fairs, thank you. It's been, you guys have had quite a few people out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've had a good pool to draw from to begin with, and of course you know that the labor force currently will be there hopefully as you continue to expand.
Absolutely. And like you said, we have had several job fairs, and we've had turnouts that are great. So, and we'll need the help. We'll definitely need the help.
So, are you? Where are you finding most of your employees coming from?
It's a wide range of different areas. We have obviously some here in Trenton. There's been a couple, Chattanooga. We've also drawn south of here. So. It's been all across the board.
From Alabama?
Yeah, we have actually.
Because we're so close to Alabama.
Absolutely.
Well, especially with Shaw plant closing down that way.
Yeah. Yes, wasn't that timing?
Yeah. Unfortunately for them.
Yeah, I was going to say for you, that was.
Yeah.
For them.
I mean,
Mondo always just trying to look at the positive variety.
Well,
right?
I mean, it's so terrible that they closed.
Yeah.
But ever since they closed here in Trenton, people have been expecting that to happen. And if you look at it, it only made sense.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in Dalton, Calhoun,
Sure.
Right around there, and to close the Trenton one but keep the one even farther away open, it kind of,
Yeah, I don't know their situation, but yeah.
I'd say it's just been great for those people that there's been somewhere they could go to.
Right. That we've had something else open up. And of course,
Yeah.
hopefully some more expansion from the Industrial Development Park, as Nathan was saying, coming up as well. We got about 30 or so seconds in this, so we're going to continue talking with you. So just know.
So we'll take a quick break.
Yeah, in fact, we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a minute.
Come enjoy pizza for lunch or dinner in a family atmosphere at Stevie B's Pizza, 2200 Galt Avenue North in Fort Payne. Enjoy the super buffet and salad bar anytime, or have any of our specialty pizzas made to order and delivered right to your table. At Stevie B's in Fort Payne, we make our own dough, assuring you the best possible pizza. Book your parties at Stevie B's in Fort Payne, plus ask about catering and fundraisers too. Call Stevie B's 256-979-1234 and find out more. Great pizza and a family atmosphere. Stevie B's, 2200 Galt Avenue North in Fort Payne.
Georgia Northwestern Technical College is now accepting applications for classes. We offer programs in business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 campus locations with financial aid options as well. Take day, evening, or online classes to get your degree, diploma, or certificate. Apply now. Drop by one of our campuses today or check us out at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. Get focused. Get hired.
Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. At 402 North Cedar Avenue in South Pittsburgh, 4765 Main Street in Jasper, and at 14087 Highway 28 in Whitwell. Providing the highest standard of customer services with a personal touch. Our associates can help you with personal loans, personal lines of credit, a variety of mortgage loans, and more. And we offer real-time internet banking too. See us in South Pittsburgh, Jasper, and Whitwell today. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Tennessee Valley Net, your local provider of fiber optic high-speed internet. TV with over 200 digital channels available. And phone service with lots of extras. Fiber optics from TVN is expanding to many areas. Call and see if TVN is available in your area. 706-657-4367. Or log on at tvn.net today. Bundle and save on fiber optic high-speed internet, digital TV, and phone service. All from Tennessee Valley Net. 706-657-4367. Online at tvn.net. Get it hot and ready right now at Little Caesars, Highway 136 West in Trenton, and 411 Kimball Crossing in Kimball. Get that hot and ready pepperoni or cheese pizza for just $5. How about deep dish pizza, just $8? The new pretzel crust pizza, just $6. 10-piece Italian cheese bread, just $4. The 3-meat treat, just $8. And make sure you ask about the hot and ready meal deal. Pizza. Little Caesars, 2 locations to serve you, Highway 136 West in Trenton, and 411 Kimball Crossing in Kimball.
It's Rick and Bubba on TV. Every morning at 6 a.m., every evening at 6 p.m., and every night at 11:30 on KWN TV.
Very intense.
All right, we're back.
We are back, and we're still with
we've
Mr.
got-
Jake Pinkerton from Vanguard Trailer Company. And he was just telling us they're still looking for folks.
Yeah, absolutely. We're still looking for some good, solid hourly employees.
Yeah.
And then a
How
couple
many?
other-
How many would you say right now that you're still?
Well, our hiring process is going to build as our group learns some of the processes that have started, today and next week. But eventually, as I said, we're going to build up our first shift, which is going to be up to 175 people, and we've already made the first 25 hires today. We'll have another group of 25 next week, so there's still time to
The
come out
ramping up to 175, just so people know, when do you anticipate all 175 to be there right now?
Hopefully by the end of the year.
By the end of the year.
Correct.
Wow, so that's going to move really quickly
Yes,
then.
yes.
So really it's just going to be in waves as far as this group knows, they start, next group comes in, they
Yes.
start. Okay.
Yes, we're hoping to have a couple orientations each month. until December.
And each class will probably be like around 25, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Great. Good. So if people want to continue to apply, I know you've already had quite a few people that you've interviewed that are out there. Where do people need to go now to? Is it? I know at one point it was going through the Georgia Department of Labor.
It was correct. All the hourly employees, if they're interested in applying, come to the facility. Just come in and walk in.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
I
was afraid he was going to say online.
No, we don't have an online process right now. But
I don't think you need one. I love that personal.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
How can you know?
That's right.
I think you need to see them.
There you go.
Well, here's another thing that I know people ask, but what are kind of the minimum qualifications that you're looking for? What are some of the things that,
Go ahead and ask him, Zach. What do you pay?
No, that's not it. No. I'm saying actual minimum qualifications that people, are looking for. What it would be the ideal qualifications. And then, of course, one that gets a lot of people, which is drug testing, which I'm sure is mandatory as well.
We do that, absolutely. That's part of the hiring process.
I know that people, when they say, well, we've got drug testing, you get about half the room, I'm sure, that walk up and they're just like, I got to go find something else to do.
I'm not saying that has never happened, but that is part of the process.
Around equipment, they really.
It's essential. We deal with a lot of heavy equipment, sharp edges. It's loud. It's sometimes can be dirty here and there. It's very important.
And not to mention, they're building a trailer. I mean, they don't want it to be going down the road and falling apart.
That's right.
I don't want it to either.
That's right.
But what are some of the minimum and then ideal qualifications to get people kind of an idea of?
What we really look for in a candidate is somebody that has those any type of manufacturing experience dealing with hammers. Drills.
And when you're saying hammers and drills, I mean, we're talking, and this is because I have no idea, but like industrial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Rather than not me at home.
Zach, we're talking about men.
Because I'm telling you, I have trouble with mine at home.
Hands dirty is what we're talking
it's
about.
very intense work.
What are you trying to say, Monda?
Or women like me that gets out here and gets their hands
Man,
dirty.
this is brutal
That's
this
what we're
second. I'm telling you what.
We're not talking about pencil pushers.
You're not talking about some kind of...
We're talking about people that likes to get out there and work.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Produce things.
There's a lot of...
This whole place is brutal. I'm telling you, man. You know what? I'm glad I'm leaving.
You're not.
It's a very physically demanding job.
Miss me.
For sure. So, heavy lifting. They're bending, they're twisting. They could be on a ladder. They could be on their knees. It's not a simple process. There's a lot that goes into building the trailer.
So it's I guess like building a car, an assembly line.
Yeah.
But I guess minimum, I mean, GED, is this...
Correct.
Okay.
We don't require any high school.
Okay. No high school at all.
You do not require a GED or high school.
Just good, hard workers.
That's
really.
what we need.
Well, I'll tell
that
you
is
what
we need.
there's
Work
a lot
ethic.
of people out there that can do a good job.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've got it. Let's just make sure we've got it down. Good hard workers.
Yep.
Soft skills, meaning you can show up on time and wearing the appropriate attire.
Yep.
And then I'm guessing probably get along with other people.
There you go.
And then let's see. And then know a little bit about some of the basic industrial tools that'll be out there. Is that a big requirement, or is that something that if you've got all the other necessary attributes you're looking for that you're willing to...
We will train.
You will train.
We will train.
Okay, and drug testing.
Yes.
Okay, what else would you say would be...
You know what? I think we covered a lot of it.
Okay, if we've covered it, that's good.
All right, Jake, what's your starting pay?
Everybody starts at $10 an hour, and there's plenty of opportunity for individuals to move up. We have increases, a longevity type increase. The longer you stay, the more increases you're going to get. Plus, if you move into different positions with us, those positions might pay a little bit more.
Gotcha.
So there's plenty of
Kind
opportunity.
of bonus schedule?
We do. Our hourly employees have a bonus program, and it's based on how many trailers we get out that back door that we don't necessarily have to come back in and do any type of rework on. So they can make, and we have a very competitive benefit package.
That's what I was about to ask.
With our medical, dental, and vision. Holiday pay, vacation pay, 401k that we match, 50 cents to every dollar.
Okay.
Really?
So all the benefits are there. And, we want those good individuals to come in and apply, and we'll go from there.
So your first shift is going to go from what time to what time?
Our first shift, and that's another benefit. Our first shift is 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So 3-day weekends seems pretty nice.
Wow. all.
Now, occasionally there might be an opportunity for an overtime Friday here and there, but to start off, we're going to be doing
But that is an opportunity. Overtime.
Absolutely.
So, well, that is great. Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's ideal.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Don't you? Work 4 days, off 3.
Well, I'm about to be doing that, so.
Okay, Zach.
And,
Zach's
and,
leaving us.
and telecommuting.
Okay.
I know. I've got it. I got it figured out. Please. You think I'm?
Okay. So, so if we have people out there that would like to apply, really, it sounds to me like you just a dedicated person.
Absolutely. It's very simple.
Dedicated person can go down there, get a job, making $10 an hour to start out, benefit package, room for advancement.
Yep.
Work 4 days a week. Sounds pretty good. And go right down there and apply.
Absolutely.
You know, believe this or not, I know the computer. I know everybody is on the computer doing everything. But there are people that really, they want to go in and sit down and fill out an application. If I was looking for a job, that's what I would want to do. I don't want to get on the computer. And if I was hiring a person, I don't want to get on the computer and look at, they can write anything.
I can also say this as far as soft skills are concerned. It's something else we should bring up. You're going to have to probably put your phone up in a locker, I'm imagining, on the floor.
We do not let individuals on their phone.
That is another big one. Like I know of other employer situations where when they're like, okay, if the drug testing didn't get them, then then they go with, also you can't take your cell phone on the floor, and then that clears out a lot of individuals too.
Well, you know what? You don't want them people working for you anyway.
I agree. I'm just saying that, this should be said.
They can work all day and keep all these conversations going. It's crazy.
I agree with you. I'm just saying these are things that actually have to be said. As many workforce development meetings as that I've been in at this point, I am still shocked by that fact that people think, exactly the soft skills that we've talked about so far are just do not come across to some people.
Right.
So it's
these kids fresh out of high school are the ones it's hard to hire.
That's true.
Let me tell you, I know. I've been through so many of them. When they come to my place, I just tell them, hey, get me for discrimination. I don't want to talk to you. I done been through too many of you. You can't get rid of your cell phone, can't get rid of your girlfriend.
So Monda has said if you would like an age discrimination lawsuit, just
apply at Discount Flooring because I'm not hiring you. I'm not even going to talk to you.
Well, we got about 1 minute left here. So Jake,
I done been ruined with them.
Give us your final pitch on everything. Wrap that up for us and.
Yeah, well, we're excited to be here in Trenton and Dade County, and it's an opportunity for us to grow in the community, and we're excited about it. So if you're interested in work, come down to our facility here, fill an application out, and we'll go from there.
And I must say, if you hadn't been by there, it is so impressive.
It is.
I've been up on the mountain and looked down, and I'm like, wow.
It is big.
It is, and it's nestled right here in our little city.
Yeah,
is what's amazing to me. I didn't really know there was that much land back there. It's amazing to me.
It is.
And you go in there, and it's like, wow, a whole new world.
Yeah.
All right, I'll say real quick, if you're looking and interested in applying, you can apply at the Vanguard office. They are open now.
Which is right down here.
And the office hours, for the HR office, I'm assuming
8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Of course, we went over the minimum skills, being the soft skills, and then industrial, if you've ever had any handling with industrial tools, but if not, they're willing to train you there.
Listen, soft skills, tell them.
Soft skills. You have to show up on time. You have to dress appropriately. You have to
dedicated people.
You have to put your cell phone away.
That's right.
And you have to be able to pass a drug test. Okay, so
you're talking over our head here.
I know, but anyway, so the Vanguard office, which is in the Dade County Industrial Dade County Industrial Park. So.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's about it, Jake. I appreciate you coming on, and I'm sure you'll be on again at some point. So,
we'll see. Yeah.
All right.
We are very thankful. I know it's widespread through the community.
Right.
For the contribution.
Well, thank you so
guys
much.
Are bringing to the community.
We'll be right back.
You can buy
Wholesale and Salvage Grocery is now open in the Grow Shopping Center, Trenton. Come in for cereal, canned goods, candy, snacks. We've got it wall to wall. And now we've got a new line of return merchandise from shops like Bass Pro Shop, Walmart, and more. Find boots, shoes, grilling, and camping equipment, and lots more. We're open Tuesday through Friday, 10 till 6, Saturday, 9 until 1. BBS Wholesale and Salvage Grocery in the Grow Shopping Center next to the Dollar General Store. And we invite you to join our live auction on Facebook.
When you or a loved one is facing a life-limiting illness, hospice care may be the answer. At Tapestry Hospice, the patient is the focus of our care. We are here to serve you and facilitate your wishes. Tapestry caregivers are concerned with managing your pain, keeping you in touch with your physician, and helping you make plans for the future. Hospice is life-affirming, and Tapestry Hospice can help you deal with all aspects of life, mind, body, and soul. Call Tapestry Hospice for more information. 706-383-8812. That's 706-383-8812. Tapestry Hospice. Redefining hope. Cabins to Castles is your home furnishing superstore. Now in our new location on Highway 136 West behind the Kangaroo, Cabins to Castles has everything you need to furnish your home. Bedroom and dining room suites, recliners, accessories, and more. Choose from name brands including Ashley, Catnapper, $1 Million Rustic, Coaster, and the Duck Dynasty line. Cabins to Castles, open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 4 at their new location, Highway 136 West behind the Kangaroo, just off I-59 in Trenton.
Home is where the heart is.
The Moore family name has built a legacy of trust, compassion, and peace of mind by standing with families during time of loss. Now in our 70th year, the Moore family commitment grows even stronger, from affordable, traditional services to cremation. Our experienced staff stands ready to follow through on you and your family's wishes. Since 1945, the Moore family of funeral homes, North Sand Mountain and Trenton, always dedicated to those we serve. When you need a licensed plumber, call Stacy Ledwell and the staff at Mr. Rooter in Scottsboro. Mr. Rooter provides your home or business with advanced solutions using high-tech equipment. Our commitment to customer satisfaction shines through in our personalized service. When you schedule an appointment, our professionals will dedicate time to explain the work that has to be done. Our staff will give you upfront pricing, so you'll know exactly what's involved before any work begins. We even pump septic tanks and do new construction on houses. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, Mr. Rooter in Scottsboro. Call Stacy Ledwell today to set up an appointment at 256-574-4710.
Get an up-close and personal look at the new look of your Chattanooga Lookouts. Check the schedule at lookouts.com. Presented by FSG Bank.
Honey, you really need to see this.
I need a new look.
Your Chattanooga Lookouts have a new look too. See for yourself. Check the schedule at lookouts.com. Presented by FSG Bank.
I think I like it.
Join us right here every week for Set the Hook with Pat Rose on KWN Live and Local TV.
Longer hair. Lord, that ain't nothing.
Well, we're back, Monda.
Yeah.
Monda was just talking about longer hair and men, and that it's nothing. It's you're saying that it's something that's okay. And of course, my hair is always something that has been a topic here.
I know. I've
and not
always,
just here, but I hear people, elsewhere.
No, I've always stayed on my son. I've always wanted him to keep a good, clean, nice, clean,
and I think
short
he has,
haircut.
hasn't he?
Oh, you hadn't seen him.
Oh, really? since he's come back, or?
He hadn't had a haircut the whole time he's been gone. They don't. I told him. I said, evidently. I said, honey, I'm so sorry. Let me give you some money. I said, they didn't have barber shops over in China, did they? But he is back. I forgot to tell you folks, he surprised me the other day.
Came back early?
He came back early. Yes, he did.
All right.
He had this, well, I say he came back early. He had been fibbing to us the whole time.
Oh.
He said, I figured you'd have a big surprise party, and I didn't want to do that. And so he came home, and his Aunt Sheila picked him up at the airport, and he actually stayed in Atlanta with her a couple of days and went to a Guns N' Roses concert with his cousin. Yeah. And then, so he came home, and so he's been home a couple of days now, and we've loved having him home. And he's going to come on next week, show us some pictures, and tell us what he's been doing in China.
And just so you can remind everyone, he was in China. He was teaching English. Is that right?
He was teaching English, and he was with the ELIC. It's a missionary group.
ELIC, English language.
English lit. I don't know, but anyway, that's what he's been doing. So he's home for a while, and we're glad to see him.
Well, good.
And it was probably good that he surprised me because it's a 24-hour flight. And I'm always so worried about those international flights right now.
I'm not worried about those. I just don't want to be in a plane for 24 hours.
Well, I wouldn't either. I mean, you get a layover, but still, yet it's just those international flights. I just don't feel like we're safe like we used to be. So.
Well, that's just
that's
a comment in general, though,
I
right?
begged him to wait till Trump was in there before he went overseas.
Because Trump on day one is going to be gone.
Well, anyway.
And you know what is?
No, tell me what is. ISIS?
It's ISIS, except just really, really easy for. I think it's Southern for ISIS. Is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I really enjoy it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well,
I mean, I don't enjoy the organization. Let me make this clarification.
We don't have time to get into that. Is that because it would appear sometimes that you're not on my side, and I know you are. I know you're voting Republican.
I will be voting for Donald Trump. I will be voting Republican, of course. I'm just.
Is he a little outspoken? Why, yeah, but good night. Different
like
times.
I said, I'm excited. There's a part of me that's excited for what could happen that we would probably not see happen.
Well, listen, different times call for different kinds of leaders.
They do.
And we are at a point in time to where it's all feel good, whatever feels good, whatever you want to do, blah, 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 anything goes.
I still haven't purchased my Fallout gear yet, so, that just in case. Mike says we got 2 minutes left here.
Well, Zach, I know you're going to be leaving us, and I am going to miss you.
Well, you should.
I do. I like doing the show with you.
Well, you got 2 more weeks.
But maybe you could come home sometimes and
I'll
in.
Come home, yeah, I'll come home.
And I will come see you where you're at.
You should.
I will. Now, listen, I'm a traveler. I'll come see you.
Well, Durango, Colorado is just right there.
Hey, the guy's seat that you took, Chris Musser.
Yeah.
We're going to see him in a few weeks in Washington.
In Washington? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know he's in a graduate school program at Georgetown, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's working for
Tom Graves. Yeah. Did he continue on with the internship after the summer?
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. But it's always a good experience. Congressional offices are a great experience to kind of get people involved. And let me say this to people, too. If you want to intern, there congressional officers here locally, you can volunteer. You can see most of the DC are pretty competitive, but it gives people a chance to go up and experience firsthand. For any congressman, any of the senators, they all take applications and process for people to go through. It's something that I really feel strongly about, obviously, because I do want people to be involved in the entire process, know what they're doing, be educated and involved in that process. So
I think that's wonderful. I do.
Well,
and hey, if we could just get more and more people to vote. I mean, that's our civic duty. I just wish people would understand that is our civic duty. We should be required to do that. And believe this or not, even if you're not going to vote for the same person I'm going to vote for, I'd rather you go vote against me than stay at home.
Right. I totally agree with that as well.
I feel like the process and voting is more important.
But the one thing that I would want to stress with that is, I don't want people to vote just to vote. I want them to actually have at least a little bit of a reason and understanding with why they're voting.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just go, here's 2 people, let me check one. Well, I know we've got to wrap it up, and Monda, I appreciate it. I've enjoyed doing this over this past year as well.
And I'm sure you'll be back next week.
I'll probably be back. I know you and Ann are going to use me as much as you can over these final 2 weeks. So.
Well, Ann said, I'm going to let Zach come today. Since he's leaving, I'm going to let him come today. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. And remember, as my cup says, Blue Lives Matter. And hey, if you see one of those policemen out, city, the county, state trooper, buy their dinner. Hey. They keep us safe.
They do. All right. Well, we'll be back next week. Thanks.
You've been watching Around Town on KWN Community TV Channel 7. The views and opinions on tonight's program are not necessarily those of staff nor the management of KWN Community TV Channel 7 and Dade County Broadcasting Incorporated. Join us every week for another edition of Around Town on KWN TV 7.